So in the first part of the lecture, I'm going to cover publishing in MATLAB. So when you write a script, there's a way to generate documents like Word documents, PDF documents, straight from MATLAB. And there's a link to the MATLAB website that describes some of the things that I'm going to show you guys. So let's go back to the homework that we solved, and let's add comments. You can use the menu. There's a menu item called cell, and I actually don't like the word cell that MATLAB has used for this purpose. You can think about it more like a section in your document, okay? Section of your code. So just replace in your mind the cell with section. So you go to the cell menu, and then insert text markup. And then document title and introduction. MATLAB will automatically fill in some comments for you. So the first line has 2 % signs. The sections in your file are separated with comments that have 2 % signs at the beginning. So those mark the section blocks. And then the single % sign comments, those are descriptions for that section. Okay? So let's just keep it like this, and then go to File menu, and then save file and publish randpass.m, or any script that you guys are currently working on. And then it'll generate this HTML file. Okay? So the first line becomes the document title, and any comments that you insert after that will become description for your document. Instead of generating an HTML file, you can also generate a Word document or a PDF document. Depending on your installation, you might not have Word available. So I'm going to use PDF as an example. So you go back to the File menu, and then under Publish Configuration, you can edit your Publish Configuration. That will change your options for exporting this document into different data files, into different data types. And then the first output setting is the file format. By default, it will use HTML files, which are web pages. And you can change that to PDF. Other options are Word documents and PowerPoint and LaTeX documents, if you are familiar with it. So let's just keep it as PDF. Go back to File, Publish. Now it should generate a PDF file. Okay? Instead of going through the File menu, you can also use the Publish command and give the name of the file that you are trying to publish, which in this case will be the name of the script, randpass, and it should do the same thing. It will generate HTML web page by default, and you can read the documentation to see how you can generate other file types from the command line. If you want to open the file that it generated, you can use the function open, and then I'll give the file name as a string, randpass.html. So this is a relative path. It's a relative path to my current folder. Right now, my MATLAB is showing this folder. If you look at the current folder, that's the address. So when I'm trying to refer to other files on my computer, I either should enter the entire path or a relative path relative to my current folder. So in this case, the relative path is just HTML and then randpass.html, so I don't need to type in the whole thing. And it'll just open that web page. Let's keep going. Let's add sections to our code. Document title, random password, generator, and then a description. This script asks the user for something. Let's just copy from here. Then it's a good style to wrap your comments manually. So that's going to be the description for this document. If you want to make sections, you would start with 2% signs and write a section title. Let's say calculate individual characters, and then print out the result. Let's publish again. I'm just going to use command prompt. It's faster. Once you type it, it's faster. And this is the result you get. You get a table of contents that you can click on and go to that section. And each of the section titles, each of the things that you typed after the 2% signs become the section titles. If you had additional description here, here is additional description for this section. Those will be printed as section comments. Okay, right here. If you have comments that are not part of the section title and not part of the comments that follow the section title, those will be considered as part of the code. Okay, so a comment within the code. So what this will do is it's skipped actually in this case. Did I not save it? Okay. You need to save your file before you repeat this. And then it goes in here. Okay. It does not become part of the section description or section comments. It is part of the code. Another thing you probably notice is I did not put a blank space after my % sign, and those guys also became part of the code. So I have to go back and place a blank space to make them part of the comment. All right? Okay. Let's go back to the PowerPoint. Any questions so far? Okay, so the section title starts with 2% signs followed by a blank space. And the comments that follow the section title should have a blank space after them. There are some more advanced formatting options, such as you can make your comments to be bold, italic, or monospaced. You can either use the MATLAB menu to generate those. So you can say bold text, and then it'll fill in the default markup. The markup is really easy to learn. You can just start with a % sign, and then anything you put between 2 stars will become bold. Okay. Anything you put between 2 division signs will become italic. Okay. And the monospace text is where the characters take equal number of space, equal width in your file, in the generated file, which may be useful when you are trying to refer to a variable in your code. Okay. A is the variable. Let's save and then regenerate our document. and then you can see the effect of those, except for I messed up with italic text. The italic text starts with an underscore. Okay? So MATLAB will automatically rewrap your lines. So this will become a single paragraph in the generated text, in the generated document. You can write mathematical expressions using dollar signs. So those will become mathematical expressions. If you want, so this is called inline formula. If you have something, a longer equation or expression, you would put it in $2 signs. You would enclose it using $2 signs, and you can generate that. This follows the LaTeX format, and it's a very powerful way of writing your mathematical equations. I'm not going to cover it in much detail, but you can search Google for LaTeX math tutorial, and you should get an idea of how to write things in LaTeX. Okay. You can write bullet items or numbered items using star or a pound key. You can have links in your document, so you can link to a web page using this this format. You would have to start with a smaller than sign and finish with a greater than sign, and the enclosed address will be the URL. If you put a space, you can write what will show up on the page that you can click on, will take you to the address. Okay. MATLAB commands can also be encoded using URLs. So in this case, if you start with the MATLAB colon, the rest of your expression before the space will become a mathematical will become a MATLAB expression that will be evaluated when the user clicks on that link. All right. And finally, you can include HTML code in your documentation, where you can include images, tables, and so on. So let's, where is my published test? So this code is available on the web page. Let me publish it. Then I can click here for square root of 4, and MATLAB will interpret it as if you were typing it in the command window. All right, any questions? None? Let's stop this section then.